Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama. I feel alive again. I feel functional again. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I want to continue focusing on this living force, this Chaitanya, this aliveness that was brought by us to us by Srila Garai Das. Wow. I offer my humble obeisances to Vaishnava, Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan, to that it become Shreya. Shreya was the word. Shreya. And Abhideya, functional, active. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Beneficial. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Real benefit, Shreya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. I see Shreyas. Wow. It's only a few times in Chaitanya Charitamrita, and there it's called, translated as good fortune and eternal good fortune. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So I wanted to dive into this functionality, supreme good fortune, eternal good fortune, ultimate goal of life. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Love of Godhead. I continue. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda, Jai Shri Advaita Chandra, Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. I offer my humble obeisances to who lives this? Who lives this? Who lives this? Who lives this? Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 23:1. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. The most munificent Supreme Personality of Godhead, known as Gaura Krishna, distributed to everyone, even the lowest of men, his own confidential treasure, in the form of nectar of love of himself and the holy name. This was never given to people at any time before. I therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto him. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Lord Nityananda, all glories to Advaita Acharya, and all glories to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Well, there we have this functional relationship. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktarinda, Jaya Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Jaya Nityananda. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Well, I offer my humble obeisances to everyone who helped, who assisted, who serves. Wow. Eternally serves, who eternally serves, eternal service. Wow. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, "Now hear, O Sanatan, about the result of devotional service, which is love of Godhead, a life's ultimate goal. One who hears this description will be enlightened in the transcendental mellows of devotional service. When affection for Krishna becomes deeper, one attains love of Godhead in devotional service. Such a position is called Sthayi Bhav, permanent enjoyment of the mellows of devotional service to Krishna. When devotional service is executed on the transcendental platform of pure goodness, it is like a sun ray love for Krishna. At such a time, devotional service causes the heart to be softened by various tastes. Softened by various tastes. And one is then situated in bhav, emotion. Bhav, emotion, has two different symptoms, constitutional and marginal. Now, my dear Sanatan, listen to the symptoms of love. When that bhav softens the heart completely, becomes endowed with a great feeling of possessiveness in relation to the Lord, and becomes very much condensed and intensified. It is called prema, love of Godhead, by learned scholars. When one develops an unflinching sense of ownership or possessiveness in relation to Lord Vishnu, or in other words, when one thinks Vishnu and no one else to be the only object of love, such an awakening is called Bhakti, devotion, by exalted persons like Bhishma, Prahlad, Uddhava and Narad. If by good fortune a living entity develops faith in Krishna, he begins to associate with devotees. Let's look into text 8 some more. Ananya Mamata, having a sense of relationship with no others. Vishnu, in Lord Vishnu or Krishna. Mamata, the sense of ownership. Prema Sangata, endowed with love, only with love. Bhakti, devotional service, iti thus usyate, is said. Bhishma, by Bhishma. Pralad, by Pralad Maharaj. Uddhava, by Uddhava. Naradai, and by Narada. Wow. When one develops an unflinching sense of an ownership or possessiveness in relation to Lord Vishnu, or in other words, when one thinks Vishnu and no one else to be the only object of love, such an awakening is called Bhakti devotion by exalted persons like Bhishma, Prahlad, Uddhava and Narad. If by good fortune a living entity develops faith in Krishna, he begins to associate with devotees. When one is encouraged in devotional service by the association of devotees, one becomes free from all unwanted contamination by following the regulative principles and chanting and hearing. Sadhu Sanghaite, from association with devotees. Haya, there is Shravana Kirtana, hearing, chanting, and so on. Sadhana Bhakti, by devotional service. Haya, there is Sarva, all. Anartha Nivartana. Anartha Nivartana, disappearance of unwanted things. Anartha Nivartana, disappearance of unwanted things. When one is encouraged in devotional service by the association of devotees, one becomes free from all unwanted contamination by following the regulative principles and chanting and hearing. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Yeah. I always prefer these original words. Yes, they are not contaminated by unwanted things. Anartha Nivartana, disappearance of unwanted things. Pure truth. For me, that functions best when there's contamination or additional, well, these additions feel like additional problems, anarthas, yes. Obstacles. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Conditions. additional conditions. It makes it more complex, more blurred, more vague. I love the pure, functional. Chaitanya. If by good fortune a living entity develops faith in Krishna, he begins to associate with devotees. When one is encouraged in devotional service by the association of devotees, one becomes free from all unwanted contamination by following the regulative principles and chanting and hearing. When one is freed from all unwanted contamination, he advances with firm faith. When firm faith in devotional service awakens, a taste for hearing and chanting also awakens. After taste is awakened, a deep attachment arises, and from that attachment, the seed of love for Krishna grows in the heart. When that ecstatic emotional stage intensifies, it is called love of Godhead. I remember the words Priti Purvakam from Bhagavad Gita 10:10. When that ecstatic emotional stage intensifies, it's called love of Godhead. Such love is life's ultimate goal and the reservoir of all pleasure. Oh. Say bhav, that emotional condition, Gada Haile, when it becomes intensified, Dar takes Premanam, the name of love, the name love of Godhead. Say Prema, that love of Godhead. Prayojan, the ultimate goal of life. Sarva Ananda Dham. Sarvananda Dham. Wow, the reservoir of all pleasure. Sarvananda Dham. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Here is Priti again. In the purport. These are the preliminary symptoms. When one is freed from all material contamination, his firm faith in devotional service awakens. When firm faith develops, a taste arises, and by that taste one becomes attached to devotional service. When this attachment intensifies, the seed of love of Krishna fructifies. This position is called priti or rati, affection, or bhav, emotion. When rati intensifies, it's called love of Godhead. This love of Godhead is actually life's highest perfection and the reservoir of all pleasure. Hari Hari, Hari Hari. In the beginning there must be faith. Then one becomes interested in associating with pure devotees. Thereafter, one is initiated by the spiritual master and executes the regulative principles under his orders. Thus one is freed from all unwanted habits and becomes firmly fixed in devotional service. Thereafter, one develops tastes and attachment. This is the way of sadhana bhakti, the execution of devotional service, according to the regulative principles. Gradually, emotions intensify, and finally there is an awakening of love. This is the gradual development of love of Godhead for the devotee interested in Krishna consciousness. The spiritually powerful message of Godhead can be properly discussed only in a society of devotees. And it is greatly pleasing to hear in that association. If one hears from devotees the way of transcendental experience, quickly opens. If one hears from devotees the way of transcendental experience quickly opens. What a beautiful sentence. If one hears from devotees, the way of transcendental experience quickly opens. And gradually one attains firm faith in that in due course develops into attraction and devotion. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Of the devotees, by the intimate association of me, talks full of spiritual potency appear to the heart and to the ears, a source of sweetness. Talks of them from proper cultivation, quickly of liberation, on the path of faith, attraction, love will follow one after another. If one actually has the seed of transcendental emotion in his heart, the symptoms will be visible in his activities. That is the verdict of all revealed scriptures. When the seed of ecstatic emotion for Krishna fructifies, the following 9 symptoms manifest in one's behavior: forgiveness, concern that time should not be wasted, detachment, absence of false prestige, hope, eagerness, a taste for chanting the holy name of the Lord, attachment to descriptions of the transcendental qualities of the Lord, and affection for those places where the Lord resides. That is, a temple for a holy place like Vrindavan. These are all called anubhav, subordinate signs of ecstatic emotion. They are visible in a person in whose heart the seed of love of God has begun to fructify. If love for Krishna in a seedling state has fructified in one's heart, one is not agitated by material things. O Brahmanas, just accept me as a completely surrendered soul, and let Mother Ganges, the representative of the Lord, also accept me in that way. For I have already taken the lotus feet of the Lord into my heart. Let the snake bird, or whatever marginal thing the Brahmana created, bite me at once. I only desire that you all continue singing the deeds of Lord Vishnu. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Let it bite. Never mind. Chant the holy names of Lord Vishnu. Dashatvalam Gayata Vishnu Gata. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Not a moment should be lost. Every moment should be utilized for Krishna or connected with him. Not a moment should be lost. Every moment should be utilized for Krishna or connected with him. But every moment is connected to Krishna. Krishna is time. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna Sambandha Vina, without a connection with Krishna, Kala, time, Vyartha, useless, Nayaya, does not become. Krishna Sambandha Vina, without a connection with Krishna, Kala, time, Vyartha, useless, Nayaya, does not become. Krishna Sambandha Vina, Kala Vyartha Nayaya. Krishna Sambandha Vina, Kala Vyartha Nayaya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Not a moment should be lost. Every moment should be utilized for Krishna or connected with him. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. With their words, they offer prayers to the Lord. With their minds, they always remember the Lord. With their bodies, they offer obeisances to the Lord. Despite all these activities, they are still not satisfied. This is the nature of pure devotees. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Shedding tears from their eyes, they dedicate their whole lives to the Lord's service. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Functional. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Bhakta, the devotees, Shravat, shedding Nitra Jala, tears from the eyes, Samagram, the whole, Ayu, life, Hare to Krishna, Eva only, Samarpayanti, dedicate. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I see that Lalita Ganga is live. So I take a break and
go to listen. This is Madhya Lila 2323. Thank you, Shlekarigadas. Thank you. Wow. Haribo. Of course.